Hi, I'm Katie McGee. We are here at the broadcast studio at GBTA Convention 2025, and it's my honor to introduce you to Greg Webb, Chief Executive Officer, Travelport. Greg, thanks for coming over.
Thanks for having me, Katie. It's great.
It is a pleasure. Travelport has been a vocal advocate for modern retailing in travel. How is the company helping agencies and suppliers move beyond legacy systems to deliver faster, smarter, and a more personalized experience?
Yeah, the interesting thing about moving from some of the traditional systems to something that is more modern is the fact that it's not one thing. This is such a complex ecosystem. We started with things that were most important, and that's how we make sure that we deliver the most relevant content. With the fragmentation that's happened in content over the last, call it decade, but more recently in the last 5 years, you've seen it become more difficult for consumers to find exactly what they're looking for. We've seen the number of searches grow by 200% in the last 18 months. And so we've been fortunate that our talent in the engineering department have been able to actually create an efficiency in our system using some artificial intelligence and machine learning that's actually made our search algorithm 20% faster, and now we deliver billions of combinations in less than a second. And what that allows the consumer to do is make an educated choice. It really does allow for people to make, in this world of economy, premium economy, basic economy, make the right decision, and one that's makes them feel educated. As I like to say, people are willing to pay. They just want a fair deal. And it's difficult sometimes in air shopping to figure out if you got a fair deal.
That's a really good point. There is a lot of talk about content fragmentation and complexity in travel search. We kind of touched on that. What is Travelport doing to make finding and booking the right option easier for both travelers and travel agencies?
So I just told you a little bit about what we've done in search, which is only one step. As I mentioned, this is a multi-step process. So we also created a tool that we call Content Optimizer. It puts the real power in the hands of the travel agent. We like to say that we're the only content aggregator that really thinks like a travel agent. And so what Content Optimizer does is it's a rules-based system that overlays our shopping system and allows you to put in rules that allow you to really customize the search that is returned to your agents or your consumers. So for a TMC, that can make sure that corporate content that fits the corporate travel program, that is also the most relevant to the trip donor, shows up first. And so that people that are making those buying decisions aren't choosing things that aren't optimized for the corporation. Separately, if you're an online travel agent, it allows you to manage your display in a way that those carriers that are most bookable, things that you've run your own data analysis on to say, this is what travelers that search my site buy most between these destinations, pops up first. And so as an example, we had an agency with just one rule, and you can put in plenty of overlapping rules, but with just one rule, cut what we would call a non-bookable flight or a non-attractive flight by 50%, and actually increase their bookability by 23%. And that just drives efficiency into the entire operation of the agency, and it turns into a better buying experience for consumers.
Very nice. With content coming from so many sources like Edifact, NDC, and direct channels, how is Travelport ensuring agents get a complete and consistent view?
Yeah, we like to think of content. So no consumer or no corporate traveler has ever either asked and or realized that they got an Edifact fare or an NDC fare or a direct API fare. To them, they just want to get from point A to point B in the most efficient way possible. And so a lot of what we've done is on the back end, because we look at it, content's content, we don't care how we source it. We'll take it from NDC, we'll take it from Edifact, we'll take it from bespoke APIs. It's really what happens once you receive that and curate that content. So we created an entire layer that we think is unique to Travelport called Content Curation Layer, which is an artificial intelligence and machine learning engine that makes sure that we throw out duplications, that we don't put things in that are really, nobody's gonna, if you want to go New York to London, Nobody's going to go New York, Miami, Miami, Paris, Paris, Frankfurt, Frankfurt, Ireland, somewhere in Dublin, Dublin, London. So there's no reason to return that. So we throw out all the things that don't matter and only return things that are truly relevant. And it's really allowed for that streamlining curation of content that it takes all that thinking about where did I get this out of the mix. We still, of course, designate it so that the agent can know, but consumers just don't care. So it's really about bringing everything together. And that's why we like to say that we're the best multi-source content engine in the industry.
It sounds like you're doing a great job at it as well.
Thanks.
Greg, thank you so much for stopping by. It's
Thanks,
been a
Katie.
pleasure to speak to you.
Really enjoyed it.
And thank you for joining us. I am Katie McGee. We're here at the broadcast studio at GBTA Convention 2025, and we thank you for watching.